Freeborn is an Australian joiner who earlier this year started the Tradies for Babies movement, designed to encourage tradesmen across Australia to support the pro-life cause. Shaun and his wife experienced abortion, and that experience led him to start this apostolate, and Shaun joins me now. Thank you, Shaun, for joining me. What inspired you to get involved with Tradies for Babies, and was there a moment or experience that triggered it for you?
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. So we sort of started Tradies for Babies because my wife had been posting a lot of pro-life videos with Bird Flip, and Simone sort of had a channel on Instagram, and then I sort of started posting some pro-life videos in my trade, or this shirt, my trade outfit, just at work. And one of the first ones was I pulled up and I made a pro-life video, and it got 32,000 views. And we were like, whoa, this is like really cool. So one of the interesting things about it was that we think one of the reasons why it went so viral is because people don't really like men speaking about abortion. So that was like a lot of the comments were people getting really mad that I was speaking about it. But it's not that men haven't been speaking about abortion. I think people were even more mad that a tradie was talking about abortion, because I don't know over there, but like over here, it's quite annoying, but we're sort of seen as like a lower class. So people were really getting annoyed at that. But yeah, so I posted one of those, and then I posted a few more, and then we just sort of saw that it was gaining traction with sort of me just pulling up like and not being really professional in the video, and just speaking about, you know, pro-life issues and speaking about abortion and telling men to step up and that sort of thing. So then we really saw that Tradies for Babies could be a potential movement. So then we officially made the name, and then we've started getting tradies messages from all over the world, which has been super, super cool to see, tradies from like all around the world make videos or pro-life videos. And yeah, it's been awesome.
It's fantastic. Now, and as a tradie, what about the tradie lifestyle made you feel it was important to speak up for the unborn babies?
Yeah, I've been really thinking about this. And I think one of the reasons why tradies as a movement, or Tradies for Babies as a movement, is really blowing up is because tradies inherently have sort of as a workforce, we embody a lot of the traits of masculinity already, sort of like accidentally. So as a tradie, you have so the traits of masculinity, or of good masculinity, are strength, sacrifice, responsibility, courage, protectiveness, and strength, sacrifice, courage, self-discipline, and responsibility and protectiveness. So like, I think without even thinking about it, tradies embodied that, and they have a lot of that inherently in the work that they do. So what men need is men need a mission, and men need a purpose. So I think when they saw that there was this movement where they could have, because they already had these traits, but they were using it for work. When men have a mission or something that they can conquer, that is really when men come alive. Like, we really need purpose as men to thrive. So I think because abortion is the greatest human rights violation that we have at the moment in the world going on globally, 73 million people died to abortion last year. I think that when men found that we were creating this movement, like, they just jumped on it, like, because we need that purpose, that they wanted to use their masculinity to protect those that were more vulnerable than themselves. So that's really, I think, why it's just like blowing up, because men are finding this purpose to protect, because these masculine traits are always pointed outwards to protect those that are vulnerable and weaker than ourselves. And so what greater mission than to defend the unborn, you know?
Yeah, it's so refreshing to see men doing this, like going against the grain, especially going against the media and speaking up. And even if they've had, you know, to handle abuse for it, or, you know, whatever jokes may be made because they are a man speaking up, I think it's just so lovely to see men speaking up. So I respect you guys so much.
Yeah.
Now, how do you hope?
I'll just on that, it's interesting because it's not that men haven't not spoken about abortion. Like, for years, we have had a lot of men speaking in the pro-life movement. Like, we have a lot of, I want to say, intellectual men speaking about abortion. Like, we have men debates. Like, we have Trent Horn, Seth Gruber, Charlie Kirk, and we have those sort of people that speak about the pro-life movement. But I think what is different and why this is going, why people are really gravitating towards it, is because it's the everyday man, and the trade man really is that person that's typically not really involved with this sort of thing, like the vulnerable side or that sort of thing. And that this is one of the reasons why people are getting so annoyed, is because when we say intellectual man, we think that you need a really good argument to defend the unborn. But like, the videos that we're getting in are just people pulling up their camera and saying that it's always wrong to kill innocent life. So yeah.
Sharing their story. And how do you hope Tradies for Babies contributes to the wider pro-life movement globally?
I think my goal is, I think that it's going to be, its mission is to really pull men up, and to, like I was saying, those traits of masculinity to really embody them, and because they're inherent in every man, we need to start using those to protect the most vulnerable. And I think when we start to get men involved in the abortion debate, I really do think that abortion rates will drop. Like, I genuinely think when men step up and men defend women and men defend the unborn, we will see abortion rates drop. Because I don't know how much you know about our story, but Simone and I had an abortion when we were younger, my wife. And I know that if I was stronger and I had said that I will do whatever it takes to be there for you and the baby, then that abortion wouldn't have happened. And I think when men take responsibility for their woman, and their partner, and say that they will uphold them, uplift them, then I really think that abortion rates will drop. Because one of the biggest reasons why women seek abortion is because of abandonment. And when women don't feel abandoned by men, then I think abortion rates will drop. So I think that's the goal.
Exactly. Yes, it's a really good goal to have. And do you have any stories or testimonies of lives that have been touched because of your movement?
Not yet. We're really fairly new. Probably been around 3 weeks as a movement, or 4, maybe just a month.
Oh, you've reached so much. I mean,
I know. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, we're on 25,000 followers already. So, no, but it's just a story I think that has gone very widely distributed. There was this guy, Dan, who was very vulnerable, and he was just driving home from work. Like, it looked like he had a hard day at work, and he was just driving and was talking about how he had 2 abortions and how it was the biggest regret of his life. And that's like the story of so many men. Like, so many men have told me how that is their story. And yeah, like, that's the truth about abortion, is that, like, you think that it's solving something, and then years later you realize that it's the biggest regret that you ever made. And that's something that Simone and I live with daily. Every pregnancy, every time. Like, it's one of the main motivators that we have for being in the pro-life movement, to make the abortion, to fight for that. So.
And why is it important for a group of tradies, manual workers, and even just especially men, to raise this issue? And what unique voice or credibility do you think that you bring?
I think the voice that I bring is that I can testify to the horror that abortion is, and how it ruined our life. And how it's not something that empowers women. It's something that men need to protect women from. It leads them to a greater depression. And yeah, like I was saying, I think when men turn the traits of masculinity to protect those that are more vulnerable than themselves, so strength, sacrifice, self-discipline, courage, responsibility, and protectiveness, when we use those traits to uplift women, then we will see abortion rates drop. And that's why it's so cool that those traits are naturally in a tradesperson. Like they are going about those traits in their everyday work. You know, like they have to be strong. They have to take responsibility. So it's like really easy to gravitate those traits in towards defending the unborn. So
yeah. And has there been a backlash then to the good work that you're doing?
oh yeah, people hate it. Like I was saying, there's like this. Yeah, I don't know if it is globally or just maybe. I know in England, I've heard from a few people that trades are seen as a lower class, but people like are really hating the fact that, you know, like yesterday we had a comment like, "Oh, who do you think you are? Like you just went to trade school," and you know, like they're really hating the fact that tradies are having an intellectual sort of opinion on you know, what is always called a women's right issue. So yeah, people aren't very happy. But then people like on the other side, like the people, like the amount of messages from women are just like amazing. Like there's so many that are just like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like you're doing, you know, like I feel so much better that people are speaking and defending the unborn. So yeah, it's really cool. But it's also really weird. Like why is it that people are thinking that us as men standing up, even though men have been standing up? So it is, I think, the everyday man and the tradie and the working class now stepping up. So
yeah, and I think if you're getting attacked, you must be doing something right then. You know, you're on the right path if you're getting that much slack. Now, some critics argue the claims like, oh, babies born alive and failed abortions, then left to die, are misleading or rare. How do you respond to those concerns and ensure your messaging is fact-based and responsible?
Well, in regards to babies born alive, we have personal testimony from midwives. So you can't really argue with personal testimony. But whenever we have sort of those statistics, like if you're going to argue with someone about the unborn and say, like, let's say we take babies born alive, right? And then the argument for that would be, well, it only happened, like there's 1% of those cases would be what would be happening. That doesn't matter, right? So at any gestation of the pregnancy, that baby is worth, its life is worth living. So we fight for all stages of gestation, because that person is a person from conception. So like if you're going to get into an argument with somebody, my advice is try and stay away from statistics, because that's almost like circumstantial. Like it doesn't really matter when you're defending the life of that baby all of the periods, because then some people might get confused with like, oh, well, because you could probably win that argument that babies are born alive and that you shouldn't kill a baby past this period of gestation. But then you might win that argument and then have to, you know, go all the way back to conception. So it's always better to Trent Horn says, always stay on target with the unborn. Like your argument is to show that the unborn are human, biological and innocent, and is innocently human. So
yeah. And what policies or social supports would you like to see to reduce abortion and support mothers?
So we've been thinking about this as a mission, and we think, because Tradies for Babies is, you know, a lot of us are tradies, is that we think we might have our goal to be that we build pregnancy, like pregnancy housing or unexpected pregnancy housing. So like for women that are facing financial difficulty or unexpected pregnancy, I think that would be really cool if we could have it as like a building company where we go and build houses and that sort of thing, like fundraise for land and build a house and that sort of thing, because like the amount of people that we would be able to get for that would be easy. So
exactly,
it would be very cool.
It's very practical as well. Now you're obviously raising awareness in such a short space of time, and you've done fantastic. How are you going to be raising funds or raising money as well?
Yeah, hopefully. We are very new, so we're only at the moment we're just trying to expand our reach, our voice. Maybe try and set up that sort of thing like merch. The amount of messages that we have gotten for like trade stickers to put on hard hats, like back of cars and that sort of thing. But yeah, like raise money and as a charity, hopefully is the goal. So.
And what about groups in other countries?
Yeah, well, people have already been messaging us like, can we start this in Canada has been a big one, like America has been a big one. Yeah, so it's been really cool. I think we will have to eventually turn it into a global, it already is a global movement because of the amount of people that have been sending in videos. But yeah, I think as a mission, we'll have to come up with a mission statement that we can use globally. So
that's in the works.
Very exciting.
We definitely would love to come back to you as well and check in and see how you're doing, how you're growing as well. It's definitely one to watch. I can't wait. And finally then, what helped you heal on your own journey, your own personal journey of losing your child to abortion?
Yeah, making a goal, not making a goal, making it a mission to make the abortion, that we can have something to fight, to feel like the reason why we had an abortion, that we can, it's so hard because like there's nothing that will ever make up for the abortion, but we can fight for those people that were in similar situations to us and make sure that they don't make the same mistake. Because it's something that will live with you for the rest of your life. One of the biggest healing things that Simone went through was a retreat, and you got to name the child, and we named her Evangeline because we're going to use her voice to evangelize people to the pro-life message. So I think if we can use that awful tragic story for some sort of healing, then it'll create ripples of light.
Well, thank you so much, Shaun, for your time and for coming on and sharing your story, and for the great work that you're doing for the unborn, for women, both in your country and across the world. So I'm excited to keep watching what you're going to do and what the guys on your team are going to do as well. So we'll
thanks
stay
so
in
much.
touch.
Very exciting. Thank you.